The Fandom Bricks podcast.
It's that time of the week again. It is time for the Fandom Bricks podcast. I am your host, the Galaxy of Bricks, and would you believe it? After so much nagging and complaining, we have finally got Just15Bricks on as the guest host for tonight's episode. Hello, dear sir.
Thank you. Finally, you've come to your senses and you've brought some talent onto the program.
Wow, rude.
Wait.
I will.
No.
Yeah.
I haven't missed an episode of you guys. I love it.
No, I will just clarify, for legal reasons, we have had to have Just15Bricks on, otherwise we were going to get a lawsuit. So, yeah, we had to cave to pressure, everyone. So, I apologise now. If you do want to go and follow Just10Bricks or Just20Bricks, they are around somewhere.
Yes, there are more than, I can't think, what's the BBC say? There are other options out
there. There are other options available. But we are treating you with another person joining us tonight, making his debut on the Fandom Bricks. It is none other than Mr. K3N.N3RD.
Hey, thank you for having me. Appreciate it. I'm loving this. Guest starring on a podcast. This is great.
Right. There you go. And Sam is missing it as well. Sam is missing your debut and Shamus is guest hosting. It's what it is. But yeah, for those of you
like next time.
Yeah, for those of you who aren't aware, Sam has had to take a brief step away from the podcast for a little bit. So I'm taking over hosting duties with either a guest host or taking on myself with a guest. So today we have got Just15Bricks with us, and our guest for the evening is Mr. K3N.N3RD. So buckle up, and we are just going to go straight into it with our Lego life stories. So you all know the format, but I'll just explain it for Ken. Basically, Ken, Lego life stories. We talk about any Lego that we've bought, any Lego that we've built, what our life has been like in Lego for the past week. So do you want to kick us off? What have you been up to?
Yeah. So payday was Wednesday, so I just bought like a bunch of sets.
Yeah.
So I was just like, the Year of the Rabbit gift of purchase was just about to go out that day. So I was just like, I have to purchase something now. So I have 5 brickhead sets coming in the mail along with a thing of sunflowers, and then of course the Year of the Rabbit. So that's all said and done there.
Yeah.
But I've gotten that. I've built a couple of sets. I built the Imperial TIE Fighter as well as the Ambush on Ferrex set. Those were fun builds.
Oh,
and apparently from, I think it was, hi, my name's Mike, a little name drop there. He said that I should build the TIE Interceptor if I were to buy another set because it looks really, really good. So yeah, it's probably going to be a purchase in the future.
Yeah. That's good.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And what about you, Shamus? What have you been up to Lego life stories wise?
Today I popped a little order onto Lego. I'm just going to pick up a mech or two. The main reason for it is because I had a code for the second plane and I wanted to get this. So had to use the promo code for that before it expired. I am also currently in an ongoing saga in an attempt to buy Voltron. The Lego Ideas set Voltron. I thought I'd bought it through Facebook Marketplace. The person turned out to be dodgy. I have put in a claim with PayPal because I ended up being able to do it that way. In the meantime, while I'm waiting, that somebody else has listed another one within driving distance, and I asked them, would you hold it till I get the back PayPal? They said yes. So I'm just waiting for that to all sort of come together. And it's just a grail set of mine. So I've been wanting to grab this for a while. Still sad that I missed it retail, but I'm actually not paying much more than retail for it.
That's good then. That's good then. It's kind of fitting as well that's good. Yeah, it's fitting as well that the Blacktron Cruiser is kind of like an homage to that as well. So it's very nice. So, yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
And I guess, in my case, my Lego life stories, I don't know if you guys have seen, but I got the UCS Cantina, my first ever Star Wars UCS set.
Jealousy is... jealousy is there. I saw you open it, I was like, no!
Yeah, the GWPs for it were really nice as well. I mean, they're not really my kind of thing, but I might trade them for a couple of sets. So we'll see what happens. And you guys, I don't know if you guys saw, but we had my Love Island tribute video where I had 2 sets to pick from. The Sanctum and the Cantina. We have made a decision. The build is currently ongoing. So I can reveal now, this is a podcast exclusive, that the Sanctum, we have started, we are 7 bags in.
Very cool.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So Yeah, that is it. Aside from that, though, it's been pretty self-explanatory. Kate has done a couple of her brick heads as well that she's got for Christmas and when we went to Brickfest. So she's kind of been getting involved with some of the Lego as well, which has been really fun. So her house now looks like a brickhead convention. There's just brickheads everywhere. It's been fun, yeah. It's been a good week overall. So we will just have to kind of tone it down a little bit now because we're running out of space for Lego.
It's like every Lego creator's problem.
Yeah, you either buy a new house or you build an extension.
Oh, exactly.
Right. So, gentlemen, our first topic for tonight's podcast. It's rather fitting that we have both of you joining me for tonight's episode because our first topic is TikTok niches and sounds and why people like them so much. Now, for those of you who religiously follow this podcast and follow Just15Bricks and Ken, of course, on TikTok, you'll know they have their own specific niches. Just15Bricks is very much a really good one. 15 bricks a day, Magazine Monday. Yep. It's fun, it's simple, it's to the point. And Ken, we all know you for your varying sounds of, funny things, famous songs, filters, things like that. So it's nice that you're both here. And my question is, why do you guys think people like them so much? So I'm going to open the floor to Ken as our guest, and then we'll move on to you, Shamus, and then I'll have my input at the end. So Ken, the floor is yours. Go for it.
Yeah. So I think originally I saw a video of a song that was being played and I said, this would be really cool for Lego, and just went along and played with the idea of filming my Lego and then singing the song behind it. And then lo and behold, there were multiple videos following behind it. I was like, okay, cool. That's a great idea. Why not? And I didn't realize that, Brixie, one of the big, US Lego content creators, used the sound and gained like over millions of views as well as 1 million likes, and I was just like, oh my god, this is insane. Someone's using my sound.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me just continue this drive. I think it's like a nice little routine. If somebody doesn't have the content that they can't really think of at that point, it's a nice little tool or a nice little helpful bit for them to use. It's just like, oh, I like that sound. Let me go ahead and use it and then film my collection. So that way they could share whatever they're collecting. I've got a couple of other songs in the mix, so there are going to be more coming out soon. I just haven't cleaned up my office enough to film it properly. But the sounds are definitely something very useful because I always see people commenting. They're like, I'm using this sound for my next video. I'm like, all right, cool. Tag me in it. I'll be ready to like it and comment and repost all that fun stuff. I think the most recent one was the bigger to the smaller one. That was the most recent of the sounds that I made, and people have been utilizing it for multiple videos on their pages. I think Podbricks is one of those people.
Yeah.
But
you did that accent really well. It sounds a lot like the original bigger clip.
Do you know how many takes I had to do for that? I was sitting there doing it, and I kept messing up the words because I was trying to get the accent down first. And I think I may have did the take up to maybe like 20 times because I was sitting there and I was recording it. I was like, that's not the right way to do it. I'd go back, do it again, record. I'd keep doing it until I thought it sounded right. But holy cow, it's a lot to go behind the scenes on it. That and then filters are just a fun way again to add to content. So that's always a fun thing. The what Lego theme are you? It really riles people up when they don't see the Lego set theme that they want. So that's just great content to see those videos.
Yeah, I must admit, the amount of times that the one that you did in the night comments, and the amount of times that I kept getting like the fairy or the child, and I was just like, oh, for God's sake, let's let me do this again. Just keep hitting, I like to see the videos where people do it and then they don't get their original one, and then you just see them stop the video and then carry it on, and then they get it, and there's like 7 or 8 attempts, and you just see varying degrees of anger until they reach it. So it's fun. I like it.
Oh, absolutely. I think I'm going to continue that for like all the next series that comes out, or any other minifigures come out, because I know they have the Disney minifigures coming out. I'm probably going to do it for that one, and then I believe they said they're going to come out with a Marvel series minifig, concealed minifig set. So I'm going to do that one. So that should be an interesting content burst. But I love being able to share my ideas with everyone else to have their own ideas.
No, that's nice. That's nice. And what about you, Shamus, mate? Obviously we know you from your 15 bricks a day. We know you from Magazine Monday. 2 very popular things on your channel. I must admit, I religiously sit there and watch Magazine Monday to see what cool things you have, and it also makes me realize just how many different variations of the Lego magazine there are. I mean, I bought some for you when you were in Australia, so I know.
Yeah, no, I appreciated that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have had a couple of sounds that people have used before, but I haven't been as thoughtful about it as Ken. It was just like one of those accidental things where just a couple of people have gone, "Oh, I could do something with that." Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And to be honest, it gives you a little bit of a buzz just seeing other people just taking something you've made and just sometimes twisting it, just sometimes reinterpreting it their way. I just think it's cool. And I did that to one of the filters, the which theme are you? I did that as one of those top 5 can't change the ranking type thing. So I hope you didn't mind I did that, Ken. But it's just a bit of fun, isn't it? If you're taking it all too seriously, then you probably shouldn't.
It takes the fun out of it all.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It takes the fun out of it.
So, yeah, and for me, the 15 bricks a day thing, it initially started as something for myself, and I started watching people do stuff on TikTok. Oh, I wonder if I could do this. And even that's evolved since I first took it on, because I went back and rewatched some of my first videos, and people would often comment that I sounded like the Rob Ross of Lego, because I'd be, and now we're looking at this piece here. And it's like, it's spacey, it's so low energy, it's happy little act. And now I talk a lot more, yeah, Magazine Monday. I love that I've had the opportunity with Magazine Monday, especially to showcase the magazines. And there are I think there's about 7 or 8 different Lego monthly magazines. 7 or 8 magazines. Some of them are quarterly, some of them are monthly, some of them are bi-monthly, whichever every second month. And it's seen. I see other people go on and do their version of Magazine Monday, and they don't call it Magazine Monday. They'll just show the magazine, and then people add to it. They'll go to the back of the magazine to give a preview of what's coming next month. But one of the cool things, so I got to run and audition, and I made the prize, these magazines. And there was some interest from people because in the States or Canada who just don't have access to these magazines. So it's been cool to sort of connect with people over that as well. Yeah.
It's good. I mean, like, obviously, as somebody who has been, a fan of both of you since I started doing Lego Talk as well, and I am quite privileged, really, in the respect that I've got to know both of you as friends as well as, fellow content creators as well. And, I'm not a big content creator in the respect of I'm not good with these niche kind of things in comparison to you two. Obviously, Ken, you do filters and sounds, Shamus, 15 bricks a day, Magazine Monday, things like that. I'm quite a presenter kind of person, so I like to talk about things but do it in my own kind of way, and being able to do it that way is kind of fun. And seeing the inspiration of you guys doing it has kind of made me start doing 60-second set reviews, which is where I take small sets and I review them in 60 seconds and give my thoughts on them. And it's kind of nice to have that. And I think my Koenigsegg Jesco video that I did got something like 90 likes and like 300 views in like 24 hours or something like that.
Awesome.
And
there you go.
My early stuff, I think I got Obi-Wan Kenobi Starfighter for my birthday, and that was like my first attempt at it, and that got like 100 likes and like 500 views in like 2 days, which was staggering. So I thought to myself, people really like this. Let's give it a go. And I agree with both of you. It's just something fun. It's just something quirky. I think in a way, it's something that you don't have to take too seriously to enjoy, but you can get engrossed in it because you can scroll through your FYP and you can just see like different versions of it. And you just kind of like, oh, I didn't realize that they had that Ninjago. Oh, I didn't realize like Lego City did a Magazine Monday. Oh, didn't realize you get to pick which one of these Ninjago characters I am, and then you get really annoyed when you don't get the one that you want. So I like the fact that it's fun, it's casual, and at the end of the day, like you say, nobody takes it too seriously. It's all in jest, and it's good to see, in a way, people react to what you do in a positive way, and you must get a sense of pride from that, knowing, oh, I've done that, people really like it.
I've got to say about the stuff that Ken stuff in regards to the sounds and the filters, I think one of the really cool things about that is that for some people, that's their first go at having a TikTok, having a go at TikTok. They don't have to use their own voice. They don't have to be in front of the camera. They can use Ken's voice or Ken's filter, and that's their step into the water for them. That's their pushing out into the water. And I think that is a cool thing to be enabling people to have a go and get involved, because I have found the Lego community to be amazingly supportive, bunch of awesome people. And,
exactly.
Straight in.
Absolutely. Thanks for that. I never thought of it like that.
No,
so
I think it's
there you go.
I'm glad that's brought up like that. Yeah, no, I mean, I look at it, yeah, I do see it as fun. I see it as just something to kind of explore into the different niches that are out there. And then I love it the way you put it, Shamus, is that you can go ahead and just like give someone else an idea into stepping into the world of the Lego community on TikTok. So I think I didn't see it like that. So I'm glad that opened my eyes a little bit more on that perspective. So thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, more to come. I just gotta make sure I clean up everything first.
No, one of my favorite videos I think I've ever had the privilege to record as a content creator is your Frozen one, Ken, when it's like, when you knock on the door and it's like, do you want to build a Lego?
Oh my God.
That is how many people did that was fantastic. And then just watching it back and seeing it, it's just like, that is genius. And I love the fact that we all mucked in and did it, because I was like, only Ken could do that and make it work. Even if you hate Frozen and you hate Elsa and Anna, Ken doing it, it's fine. It's okay for you to be a grown man and to do that as a sound for a Lego video, because it works.
I think I said this on one of a previous lives. Someone had asked like which one was my favorite out of the bunch of them, and I looked at all of them, and funny enough, Bish posted one.
Yes.
It was the one on the toilet, and I was just like, oh my God, this takes the cake.
Oh, fantastic.
Bish falling over is fantastic.
Oh, God.
If I could give an award, it'd be going to him right now.
Oh, absolutely. And it's kind of nice, though, because you mentioned Bish as well, because somebody that I think, as well as you, Ken, and you, Shamus, who has their own little niche, is definitely Bish. And Bish is a very big, he's a very big content creator in the respect of he just comes up with these random ideas, does them, and just his nature and his personality, they just instantly take off. I mean, when they did the caption cut of him on the boat and he's swatting the flies away, I'm just like, oh my God. I thought, I didn't think of that. It's absolute genius.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, fantastic. So, yeah, I thought we'd start things off with easy, Ken in nice and easy. We talk about Lego niches and, something that we know Ken very well for, his sounds and his filters. And just enjoy it, basically, because that's what we're here for, isn't it? Just get stuck in.
Exactly.
Right. So we do have a question from one of our followers, which was Galen the Builder on TikTok.
Galen.
Yes, Galen posed the only question of tonight's episode. So if you're listening, Galen, thank you very much. And the question was, what was our very first Lego set or Lego set that we can remember having? So I thought it'd be nice to kind of broach this one to the three of us, because obviously each of us has drifted in and out of Lego. Myself and Shamus have both had our dark age, so to speak, where we got out of Lego. Ken, obviously you've gotten into Lego a little bit later. So I just kind of wanted to kind of get that gauge, and I thought it was a really nice question to pose. So who wants to go first?
Actually, go ahead.
No, you're the guest.
I was gonna say I actually was into Lego when I was a kid.
Yeah,
I jumped out of it. I jumped out of it a while back. My first ever Lego set when I was a kid was a Bionicle set.
Okay.
I had the Bionicle set, and Bricks and Bionicles would kill me because I don't know the names exactly. But I just remember it because my mom was going through the store one day, and she was just like, You got all A's. What do you want? I was like, I don't know. Went through the store, looked at the Bionicle, and I was like, I want that. And she picked it up for me. I built it. I fell in love, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then I could disassemble it and then put it back together because I was just like, I'm bored. Break it apart, put it back together without the instructions. But it started to be just this collection of Bionicle in my room when I was a kid, and then I grew out of it. I gave my Legos to my cousins in the Philippines, and then I hopped back into it like for maybe a year with some Star Wars sets. I had an ARC 170 set with Anakin's Starfighter from Revenge of the Sith. I then gave those sets to charity after I was done with them, and then my first set buying it as an adult was the Kylo Ren shuttle from yeah, it was the big Kylo Ren shuttle, because one day I was just like, I'm so bored. I need something to do. And I go to Target and I look down, there's this $140 set, and I was like, I'm just gonna buy it. And I started building. I was like, crap, I think I just like stuck myself into this again. But I'm gonna continue with it though. Like, this is something that I'm gonna actually stick with. So it's been like I've had a couple of firsts, but this is like one that's actually gonna stick with me, as you could see from like multiples of collections.
Yeah,
but
that's good.
That's my first.
and to be fair though, as set builds go, not a bad one. That's a very good first set to kind of get yourself back into it, doing it as like this. Because I mean, Kylo Ren Shuttle 2015, very nice set actually. Yeah, very good. And Shamus, I mean, we talked about this a few times on Late Night Lego, and we've spoken about it a few times on your live, you know. But I always love hearing this story because it's kind of like it really makes you appreciate Lego a lot more now. And I love just hearing your because obviously you told me about it when you were a child, and then as you got older and you got back into it and stuff. So yeah, what about you? What was your first Lego set and stuff? So.
Well, the first set, like I remember having Lego, and I don't remember what it was as a set. I remember having a whole lot of blue and red 2x2 slope brick, and I don't know where they came from. But the first set I remember was set 6803 Lego Space Patrol. If I drop the year on you, that's going to be a bit of a telltale. But it was 1983. That's when that set was released. So I'm not sure how long set stayed on shelves for at the time. I think I was barely born at that time. But no, like I don't know why it stuck with me, but I remember the shape of the box, the feel of the box, the sound taking the box off the shelf. I remember opening up, and at the time the little plastic bags on the inside had perforations in them, and I just remember popping open those bags and putting this tiny little set together. Like I think it had 20-30 pieces in it, and a yellow white spaceman, and it was just that I guess it was exciting. It had clear bits and a spaceman, and it was swooshable, and you could pull it apart because there was on the back of the box there was all of these alternate models that you could try and make, and so you didn't have instructions for them. You had to work it out, and I mean there wasn't a lot to muck around with in that set. There was 30 pieces, but it was just really good fun. And then when you start to get other sets involved, and then you can build your biggest set of thing. But yeah, that Lego Base Patrol set, that was the sort of thing that set it off for me.
Nice. And I think if you look back, it's kind of like a really fun one because it's like this is kind of like set you off on the fact that behind you now is just shelves just full of Lego in various miscellaneous parts. And spoiler alert for those of you who don't know, Just15 and I have been friends for a while since we both went to TED Talk. I know what is in that room, and trust me, what you see is only the tip of the iceberg around you right now. I can assure you there's plenty more to go.
It's not very well sorted or organised, but it is.
Yeah, it's there.
It's like
the
there.
On the floor is something.
Oh no! To be fair, it's one of them, isn't it? And I mean, you guys know that obviously I'm a massive Star Wars nerd. Obviously, I mean, 90% of like Lego talkers are apparently they're all like, massive Lego nerds in some way, shape or form. But for me, my first Lego set specifically, because I remember like being in school and we would have like times where we would just be creative and they'd have like boxes of Lego and you'd all build stuff. And that was my first kind of interaction with Lego as a child. But I remember my first ever Lego set was, and again, this is me showing my age a little bit here, was actually one of the early Lego Star Wars sets he ever did, which was the droid attack one, which was the Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn with the two droidicas and things like that from the early 90s. And then we had the Death Star part, the Death Star part 1 and 2, where you had the Emperor on his throne, and then you had Luke Skywalker, the Stormtrooper, and the Imperial Officer. Those were like my first really early interactions. So that's like 1999, 2000 of Lego, and I just instantly fell in love with it. And I remember just being like, wow, it's amazing to think that Star Wars, which I absolutely love, and it's like my favorite like science fiction and just genre in general, has it in Lego. And it kind of just sparked from there. So I remember getting those small sets, and then I got from Attack of the Clones the first ATTE, which was fantastic with the old style clone troopers. Yeah, the old style clone troopers. I remember getting the Stormtrooper that had the Carlton Banks moustache, which was a misprint, when it's the one it's got a little bit in between. I remember all that stuff. The original Betrayal on Cloud City with the old school Lando Calrissian, that is in my loft, but all the minifigures are missing.
No.
Yeah, so you can imagine. So the late 90s and early 2000s for me was just a peak time for Lego, and I just, oh God, the amount of times I would sit there and just look at the Lego that I had and think to myself, yeah, this is it now. And little did I know that, years down the line, I would be on TikTok doing videos about Lego. I'd be here doing a podcast about Lego, talking to two other grown men about Lego. It's just ironic, isn't it, really? Oh.
Yeah. But actually, you know what? That's a good point, Josh. What do you guys look for when you're buying a set? Like, are there certain themes that you look at? You're looking at minifigs. What are you looking at when you're buying a set?
I mean, for me right now, it's like pricing. Can I afford it?
Yeah.
That's like one of my first thoughts. But then I think it's just like the pure nostalgia from just looking at it. You're like, oh my god, this is like a key moment in the film. I'm totally gonna get this set. Or it could just be something that looks really great to display. I mean, the new drop for the Star Wars sets are the helmets that are coming out for March 1st, which I loved K3N.N3RD and Commander Cody as clones. I was like, that'd be great to add. And then of course there's a Commander Cody minifig to go along with it now. I need a Captain Rex minifig, but then there's that. And then the Princess Leia, I'm going to probably botch the name. Bouch?
Bouch.
Bouch?
Either way, we know which
Either way.
Way.
Being that Return of the Jedi is turning 40 this year, I think that's a really great helmet brought in, and I just can't wait to see the helmet line continue more with that, because I like those. I actually like the helmet displays because I have all of them right now sitting on display in my room. But I look at price mainly just because depending on how much it honestly is going to cost or break the bank, because Lego takes all our money.
Yeah.
And then for me it's nostalgia, because when the droid builds came out, those I loved all the droid builds. And then of course the UCS Millennium Falcon, which my wife got me, was just amazing. I was just like, that's on display in my room here, so that's gonna stay. And then it will move in a vehicle separate from everything else. Nothing will touch it when it moves.
Fair. And I like the UCS one because it gives you the chance to have like the original trilogy like version or like the sequel trilogy version. It gives you the option to change it up. And I like the fact that they give you that flexibility, even though it's like a UCS set.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is a nice set.
It is a nice set. I'm still jealous of your Mos Eisley's Cantina still.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, that is like one of those UCS sets where, like, because actually, funny enough, I mean, I have like obviously the Daily Bugle and the Sanctum Sanctorum, but the Cantina is actually my first ever UCS Star Wars set. So that's like a big thing, because I couldn't afford the AT-AT, which is like £600 here in the UK, or if not more in some places. You've got the UCS Falcon, which is like £750, and I'm just like, no. But the Cantina I think is nice, because what I look for in a set, shameless segue there, so thank you. What I look for in a set is I like to look at the minifigs if it comes with minifigs. If the minifigs are something that interests me, I'll pick it up. But then again, also with like the UCS Razor Crest, I have no interest in that, because we've had so many versions of the Razor Crest in like the last couple of years. It's like, do I need yet another version of Mando? Do I need yet another version of a massive Razor Crest with all grey slabs? It's one of them. And I also look for price is a very good point as well, Ken, like you say, because if you can't afford it, you can't have it, and you don't want to be on bread and water for the rest of the year because you've spent so much money on Lego that you can't afford it. But I also look for value for money. So is the set worth spending X amount of money on for so many pieces? I'm one of those weirdos who looks at price per brick and the cost effect of that one. So for example, one of my early TikTok videos that I did was a retired set from the Rebels line, which was the Flash Speeder from 2015. And I bought that second hand on eBay, new in box, by the way. So, win-win for me. And it's got something like 300 odd pieces. But I got it for about 30 something pounds. And if you do the maths of that, its original retail price was like £35. So in like the 7 years or whatever it's been since I bought it, it's basically just kept its value, and the price per brick is equated itself. So little victories like that for me are what just makes it. If you can get a set with a good price per brick, with a good piece count and just great figures, I think you should just definitely invest in it. But hey ho. What about you, Shamus? What do you look for in a Lego set? Because I mean, we know you're a man of many different talents and niches.
I guess like I think everyone at the moment, the first consideration is the pricing. Some of the set prices are going up and up and up. Obviously with the increase in prices last year, and so sometimes I'm looking at whether my value is going to be I'm going to get better value from a used set perhaps or a new. But I guess for me, ultimately, it's the rule of cool. Like if I just want to like it,
Yeah, absolutely.
if it's a ship, it's got to be swishable. If it's got minifigures, I want to enjoy them. If it's outside of Star Wars, so if it's Marvel, it just like at the moment I'm doing a just 15 brick day build on the Ant-Man final battle set, and it's just a cool little set. Like it's not big, it's a little set, and ultimately I think you just want to feel something from it. Like, gee, actually that's sounding a little bit like I need counseling. I just want to feel something. But no, like you want to look at something on the shelf and go, no.
Yeah, absolutely. I get what you mean.
I think that's like the one thing when you walk into like any store, and that could be for like the States, it's Walmart, Target, or going to a Lego store. And in the case for the UK, I know there's Smiths, or you can go to like the Tesco, or again you go to a Lego store, and when you walk in there and you see all the box sets, you're like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I know this was not part of the Q&A, but I actually dropped this in my podcast. I dropped this in the podcast maybe last week or the week before, but I figured I'd ask you two gentlemen because I think it'd be interesting to see this. So if you don't mind.
Go, continue. Oh, just as a side note for those of you who are not aware, Ken also hosts a podcast called Brick at Night with one of our previous guests, Pod Bricks. If you don't already go and follow that, go and check it out. It's good fun. They definitely do have their quirks, and it is definitely fun listening to them. So check that out.
I reckon I know what you're going to ask, Ken. But
okay. Go on.
Have you already thought about your answer though?
I want to be surprised,
I
so
had
I'm
an
not saying
instant
anything.
answer when you are. So
okay.
I will give you that answer.
I don't know if Galaxy's heard the question, but so I asked Pod if Lego gave you the opportunity to take one set out of their store. Now, this is the most recent products they come out with. Nothing, anything like back ordered, of course, but nothing retired. Anything current.
Something out now.
Just out now. Like if Lego like came up to you, hey, you get one product out of the store, what would you get? And all the back ordered items would be in stock. Everything's current, right? What would it be? I know Shamus was probably waiting for that. It's like, I want to answer this one.
I had an instant answer when I was listening to your podcast because I getting involved. Bang, UCS AT-AT straight away, no question.
Nice.
And then I was listening, and then I think Pod was saying that even though she's not the biggest Star Wars fan, she would take the Falcon. Oh, would I? No, I think I'd be really happy with the AT-AT.
No, that's fair.
I have to rewatch the episode now and think about what I said. You were most recent to it, so you probably remember it. But Galaxy, what's the one set that you'd have to one set?
This is the thing. Like, everybody would probably assume I'd pick Star Wars or Marvel because those are the two niches that I really love. But I would pick a set. Like, hypothetical scenario, Lego are just saying have this for free. It can be anything as long as it's out now.
As long as it's out now, so nothing retired.
Well, in that case, then I would pick the recent iteration of the Lego Castle because
there you go.
Cool.
Because it's not something that I would actually buy myself any other time. But if Lego are just saying to me, have that, you can have whatever you want that's currently out now, and it's like the £300 like Lego Castle that's got like all the night minifigures and things like that, and it's a re-release of the original theme, I'm like, yeah, I'll take that, because it's not something I would spend all that money on for myself. But if I'm getting it for free off Lego, come on, just get in the car, let's go, just drive.
I wanted to ask that because I was like, oh man, I don't think we actually posted that on our podcast yet, so that's probably going to be an edit that I'm going to post later.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, I think like you say, it's one of those things like Lego as well. Each of us collects different things, but we all have similarities as well. And when it comes to being Lego content creators, we have to we do actually I know we joke about the money that we spend and, some of the stuff that we've gotten, but we actually do have to budget for these things because there's so much out there. You can get so overwhelmed and you can get so carried away with what is out there. You don't want to just buy something for the sake of buying something for content, but you want to buy something like Shamus said. You want to feel something when you build it and you open it. You want to have that rush, shall we say, because you don't want to just open a set and go, it was okay, just kind of build it and then dismantle it and then put it back and then sell it on eBay. You want to have a set that you can enjoy for a little bit before you then decide to either sell it or pass it on or something like that.
Does it spark joy? There's a quote from 2 years ago.
There you go.
Does it spark joy?
There you go, everyone. Does it spark joy? And I'm going to say this now. Just 15 quotes.
There you go.
There you go.
Just 15 inspos.
There you go. He is available for events and after dinner speaking. Everyone, if you do want to hire him, just 15 emails. That's all you need.
Just 15 anything.
Yeah, just anything with just 15. It's marketing. We will
just
be
15K.
taking. Yeah, we will be taking royalty checks for any of these things that we come up with on this podcast. It's official, so we need the advertising. So we've done quite well so far, gentlemen, and because we've got a touch more time than I anticipated, you guys have spoken about it rather nicely, actually, how we're coming up to the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, and obviously we've had some January 1st sets, and we've had some things released. Last week's episode with Beth, we spoke about UCS sets and things like that, and I thought, since you guys and I have a little bit of time before we go on to our rounding off topic, my question for you is, guys, 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, what kind of things would you like to see, or maybe do you think they will release as part of the 40th anniversary sort of sets, maybe, for Return of the Jedi? This is all hypothetical and speculation. I will clarify now, we don't actually know if this would happen or if they are releasing them. This is just three men on a podcast having a discussion. So
you want to go on that one, Shamus?
This is a question without notice.
Or do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go
Go
first
ahead.
then.
Yeah, I'll go first a little bit, since I kind of just ambushed you both with just a simple question. I think they'll do a TIE fighter, so TIE Interceptor. If they wanted to go smart, they could do a sort of like a 3 TIE fighter set like they did in the early 2000s, where you'd get TIE Fighter, TIE Bomber, TIE Interceptor. That would be a fun 40th anniversary re-release. I would love that. That would be really cool, especially because TIE Fighters now are so much more well-designed. I think that would be amazing. I think they would do maybe a UCS-style set, or a diorama set. I think the Endor Shield Bunker would make a nice diorama set.
Yeah, true.
That would be good.
Are they doing a Jabba's? They doing a
They
Jabba's
are, yes.
I think they are going to be doing a throne room diorama.
Yeah, that'll be nice, I think.
And they were talking about doing Jabba's mold, so not like a buildable one, because I think if they did buildable, I wouldn't be satisfied with it. I would honestly, I don't know if this would probably spark interest if Beth was on here. If they did a UCS sail barge, I'd be surprised, because they still haven't come out with the UCS set, but I think they said it's priced around $240, so it may not be as big of a set. It could be something close to around like the Luke's land speeder, because that's around that price range also. So I'd be surprised to see what they have for May 1st. When that set drops.
Yeah.
But
okay, so I am going to jump in because I've just thought of something. Because
okay.
Last year, and work with me, this is coming back to Star Wars. Last year, Ninjago had some amazing minifig, particularly around the Golden Ninjas. And if you're not familiar with them, they were these amazing sets. A lot of transparent elements in the actual minifigure, so transparent legs, arm, hand, that sort of thing. Is now the time for Force Ghost, Obi-Wan, Yoda, and
Ooh. Ooh.
It's a 40th anniversary. We've got the technology. Come on, Lego.
We can build it.
I need them to do like a celebratory Endor scene with all the minifigs included.
Yep. Ewoks with playing drums on stormtrooper helmets. You don't need to include the whole helmet, the whole figure, just the helmet. That's fine.
Just the helmet on a couple of little like telescope pieces.
Yep. Yeah. Do you know what? That'd be a really good That'd be like a May the 4th be with you. That'd be a really good one for that. I think definitely May 4th you should do that.
And I was thinking, you know what else would be a cheaper UCS set? Could be something like a speeder bot. It would be, it could still be a decent size, but it's not as big. It's not as massive as something like an X-Wing or anything like that. It could be a smaller price use. It could be an opportunity for them to sort of reach down into the market. They're doing the top half, no problem. They're hitting the top part of the market, but it could be a chance for them to sort of bring it down at an affordable.
That's good, because there's that interesting Lego rumor that I've seen circulating on Instagram and a couple of places as well, that one of the rumored sets that somebody had considered was a Speeder Bike Chase diorama set. So that's kind of a very nice segue for the for that one. So I was like, just throw that one in there, just push that one in.
Or I'll say it again. The UCS Rancor. We need a UCS Rancor.
I'd be super happy with a Rancor.
Oh, take my money now.
They did with Bowser. They showed what is possible. So there is no reason we couldn't get a UCS Rancor.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I think you could easily build and have. It'd be worth it. Just take my money. Just buy it now.
I feel like that point too, they should honestly bring back the buildable Star Wars figures to go along with it. Just because if they wanted to do a UCS Rancor, I'd love to put like a Book of Boba Fett buildable figure on top of it.
Ooh.
To make it look like it's riding.
Ooh.
So there's this one idea that.
Yeah. No, I rate that. That's a good shout, Ken. That's definitely Lego. If you are watching this podcast, but just throwing out ideas out for you guys, please. Can you just consider our ideas?
It would be easy to package with at least 4 minifigures as well. You'd have Luke in his black suit. You'd possibly have Ula, if they're into that. Malakili, the Rancor keeper, and then a Gamoran guard or two. Easy.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
And then maybe like a giant buildable bone that you could put inside of its mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, aye. That's absolutely
that. It's like you need that.
So I think for a last minute thrown in topic, gentlemen, I think we've done very, very well. So plaudits all round. Give yourselves a pat on the back. So we will round off tonight's edition of the Fandom Bricks podcast. We're not going to be doing a Lego draft this week. We did one last week with myself and Beth the all-time Yashin. We're still collating the votes with that one. The independent adjudicator is still processing the votes because I think I've won, but she did have Max Rebo, so that kind of changes the dynamic a little bit because everybody loves Max Rebo. So it is what it is. So I felt, since we have got 3 massive Star Wars nerds on this episode of the Fandom Bricks podcast, I felt like it'd be a really interesting time for us to discuss our personal collections. And that is why our final closing topic is top 3 sets within our own personal collections. Now,
catchy title that is.
Thank you. I love that. I spent ages when I was planning up the itinerary for tonight's episode. I wanted quirky, fun titles. So, there we go. You can tell I don't have a life outside of work and Lego, don't you? Like this is my life outside of work and Lego. So obviously there's no strict criteria for this other than it must be a set that you own. It doesn't have to be built. So if it's anything you've got boxed, it doesn't matter. It can have any kind of personal meaning to you. It doesn't have to be sentimental or otherwise. It's just something in your personal collection that you absolutely love for a variety of reasons, and we're just gonna share it with the group. So it's a safe space. We're not going to be judged. It's fine.
We can judge though.
Yeah, we can judge.
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
Cool.
That's fine. Yeah. So
a little bit.
Ken, as the guest on tonight's podcast, you have the option. You can either go first and discuss your top 3 sets, or you can back out and pick either me or Shamus to go first and give you a chance to sort of like steady yourself. So
drum roll.
All right, so number 1 is the UCS Millennium Falcon.
By
far.
Just go big.
So 1 out of 3 right now is the UCS Millennium Falcon. Sentimental value, not only the fact that I love the Falcon, I think it's the most beautiful hunk of junk in space.
Of the galaxy. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But my wife got it for me for Valentine's Day, and I did not. That was like something that I did not expect. It was unexpected for me. I was just like, I'm a piece of crap. What the heck? I don't expect this stuff from you, but she loves me enough for it, so she was just like, I loved it too because before she gave me the big one, she gave me like a little microfighter one that I had already gotten. And she's like, Happy Valentine's Day. And I was just like, ooh, yay. And she was just like, don't worry, I got you the bigger one. I'm like, oh, thank God. It's like, whew, I already have this one, but I'm going to build it anyway. But there's that one. My second one is definitely going to be, you already know how much I love Darth Vader. I love the helmet. I do love, like I've already said before, I love the helmet series, so I definitely love the helmet that they created for Darth Vader. I thought that was pretty awesome. And then my last set, pure nostalgia, R2-D2. Beth, I don't care if you don't like the build. But Beth does not like it. It's like Technic. Beth. I don't just like Beth.
Just for context, for those of you who are thinking why are we saying Beth's name, she has the R2-D2 set and she hated it because of the Technic. So yeah, if you like Technic, we apologise on the all-time Yashin's behalf. We're sorry.
But UCS Millennium Falcon, the R2-D2. Should we call it a UCS build since it's technically got a nameplate and all that?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah,
go R2-D2 UCS set, and then the Darth Vader helmet because I'm a big fan of Darth Vader.
Nice. Do you want to have one honourable mention as well, Ken? You can have an honourable mention as well.
Ooh. I might have to pass that on to either of you. I'm going to let Shamus go because I might actually think about the honourable mention.
Okay. Well, let's do our top three and then we'll do an honourable mention at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, so Shamus, the floor is yours.
All right, so I am going to go with the first set as being the one that sort of broke the drought on my Dark Age, and it is set 7166, the Imperial Shuttle. This is the first Imperial Shuttle.
Nice.
You can see, for those who are just listening to the podcast, I'm holding up the instruction manual, which has the Emperor with yellow tone skin, 2 Imperial guards. There is a pilot in there, and just this ship is possibly one of my top 2 ships in all of Star Warsdom. This and the Super Star Destroyer are my 2 favorite ships. It's just iconic, and it featured in Return of the Jedi, and Vader was in one, and then they stole one. It's just, I just love it. I just love it. And it was a spur of the moment impulse buy. Oh, look, on the back of the instruction manual there is Technic buildable Star Wars figures. Anyway, it was an impulse buy. I remember the supermarket, and my wife was with the department store, and my wife was with me, and it was like, I think I'd like that, and she's okay, fine. And it sort of rekindled the so that's my number one. Number 2, I am going to go with a comic book theme set, and if I'm going with a comic book theme set, it's not going to be a surprise to anyone that I'm going with something that features Venom. This is going to be set 76115, Spider-Mech versus Venom. Now this set still has the best version of a buildable Venom in any set, any iteration. It is beautiful. I haven't opened it as yet, and I keep going back and forth on whether I want to or not, because I probably paid a little bit more than I wanted to get it, but I just love it so much. It's a good looking set. Comes with Venom, Ghost Spider or Spider Gwen, whichever way you know her. Comes with an Aunt May fig. How cool's that? And it sparks joy.
There we go. So that's not saying again.
That's probably my number 2 set. That was from 2000 and when was that from? 2019. So
okay,
not too bad. The first set was from 2001 because it was among the early ones. And my third set, I haven't built it yet, but I do totally intend to build it, and it is one that I actually got for Christmas. For me, part of the favoritism of it, why it's one of my favorites, is because it was a joint purchase by my 2 kids. So I didn't help them with any money. My wife didn't help them with any money. They went out and bought it themselves, and it just means a lot to me as well. And it is Optimus Prime.
Nice.
I love the Transformers. Optimus Prime in Lego form. It's awesome. There is no question whether it's awesome or not. It is awesome. And
fair.
Yeah, that is without question one of my favourite sets ever.
That's nice. I think that's a really good. I think both of you have got really strong top three sets there, and I love both of them because they're both quirky in their own specific way, and they're very nice. And I mean, yeah, the Venom is actually really cool, Shamus. I'm slightly jealous that you've got that.
No. All right, so what's your three, man?
Right, okay. Well, I ummed and ahed for a little bit over this top three because I WhatsApped Shamus off screen before and said I think I've narrowed it down to three of one, and one. But because there was a fourth set as well that I kind of liked, that's why I thought I'm going to do that as an honourable mention and kind of do my top three. So to kick things off, I'm going to go with one of my favourite Star Wars sets ever, which is Direct-to-Krennic Shuttle.
Ooh. Heads
Down, fantastic set. The minifigures, great selection. Direct-to-Krennic, Bodhi Rook, Pow, K2SO, the Death Troopers. It's just fantastic. The build is nice. I love the all black. It just 20. It's like the height of my big set binge when I bought big sets when Rogue One came out. That's when I started collecting massive sets, and I just absolutely love it. It's fantastic. My second set is one that I got recently, and it was from my Secret Santa, Michael Bishop, shout out to the Bish, which was my Battle of the Ancient Village Shang-Chi and the Ten Ring set.
Okay.
Nice.
Because I love the buildable dragon. I've never seen anything like that before ever in a Lego set, and we all got to spend Christmas and build it on a live, which was really fun. And I don't know if you can see it in the background, but it's kind of there
it is.
Yeah, got it.
It's a really nice set. I absolutely love it, and it just makes a really nice display piece as well. And I can't fault it because they didn't make many Shang-Chi sets. I think they only, including the polybag, there's 3, but that's by far the most superior of them all. If you don't have it, I would highly recommend it. Go for it.
It was on sale on Lego.com recently as well.
It was, yeah.
It's
slated for retirement as well. So, yeah. And my third set that I have gone for is a set that I have in my collection, but I haven't built yet, and I don't know if I ever will. I'm umming and ahhing on it, and it's actually the buildable BB-8 as well from The Last Jedi.
Nice.
It's a set that has a little bit of sentimental value to me as well, because my gran bought me that set many years ago when The Last Jedi came out, and unfortunately my nan passed away and she wasn't able to see that set built, and I've kind of kept it in the box. So it's I want to build it because it's cool, it's fun, it reminds me of her, but also at the same time I don't want to build it because she's not here to see it.
Yeah.
So I'm umming and ahhing on that. And I think it's also just a really fun set because it gives you the ability to sort of turn a cog and it kind of moves as well, and it rotates like BB-8 does, which I think is fun.
Yeah.
And that is definitely a fun set, I would say. But again, I haven't quite decided if I'm going to build it yet. If I do, you guys will be the first to know. So yeah, just throw that one out there.
Nice.
And that's why I designed the minifig with him on your shirt instead.
Yes, very much so. Yeah, I knew as soon as I saw it, I was like, I knew Ken listens. So that's our top 3 personal sets in our collections that we all really love and appreciate for a variety of reasons. Each of us gets one honourable mention. So Ken, what is your honourable mention? What set do you like that isn't in your top 3 but gets a mention? Go on.
Ooh, I've honestly got 2 honorable mentions, but I've got 2 honorable mentions that could have been up there. Definitely the first one is Kylo Ren Shuttle, because that got me back into collecting Lego and into Star Wars Lego more so. And then my last honorable mention is the giant Disney castle that I have.
Nice.
So I was a huge Disney fan when I was a huge Disney kid when I was growing up. My parents, they flooded mine and my sister's childhood with Disney movies, and then knowing the fact that Disney bought the rights to Star Wars, it makes it 10 times better for me, because I'm a huge Disney fan, and in this case I'm just a huge Star Wars fan as well. But yeah, no, the Disney Castle and the Kylo Ren Shuttle are my 2 honorable mentions. Nice.
I like it. Solid. What about you, Shamus? Easy, Chewy.
Sounded closer to Ray Romano than Chewbacca.
One or the other, isn't it?
I'm gonna go 2 as well because I can, and you can't stop me. I'm going to go set 4483, which is an AT-AT I really like this because it's actually got printed parts on it, like the windscreen is a printed part. It's got printed bits on the legs. I think it was the first AT-AT that had Luke hanging out the bottom of it. Again, it's a 4-digit set, so and Luke's yellow, so it's an old one. But yeah, I really like that. I also built my first big Lego Technic set last year, and I'm a massive Formula One fan, and it was the McLaren, and I sort of built that with my daughter as well, and it was just I really too.
Nice. I
Yeah.
like that. And I mean, since we're picking two, I'm going to pick two because you know what? I'm hosting. You guys
Top
pick
5.
two. Damn it. So, I would say one honourable mention for me was the set that kind of got me back into Lego collecting, which was the Snowspeeder Microfighter. That is the first Lego set I bought myself when I started going back into Lego collecting, and that will always hold a very special place in my heart because it's allowed me to kind of come to this point in time where I'm talking about it on a podcast with you two. So
Very cool.
yeah, there you go. That reignited the spark. And my second honourable mention is one that Shamus knows about, but I don't know if you know the story of this one, Ken. But I'm actually going to pick the 11 and Demigorgon Brickheads as well as my favorite, as my number 2, because the Demigorgon and the 11 were the first Lego set I ever bought Kate when we went on one of our first ever dates together.
Oh, nice.
She never collected Lego before, and she wasn't really into Lego. But I thought, you know what? It's an icebreaker. I'm into Lego. Let's just see how this goes. And we kind of sat there with our takeaway coffees, building the Demigorgon and building 11. So so
you passed the gift over the table, and you just watched her open it for a reaction. You've got one eyebrow raised just to see what's going on. She opens it, and it was all or nothing. What if she'd gone?
Yeah. Can we just clarify as well, for context for those of you who are listening? Shamus and Beth knew about this in advance because I mentioned it to them in our WhatsApp group, and obviously, you know, I'd never done that before, and it's for me, it's always one of those really nice memories of Lego buying the person that you start seeing who means a lot to you, their first ever Lego set. And for me, the Demigorgon, and we're both watching Stranger Things, so Demigorgon and 11 for me is a really good one because it's like the first Lego set that I ever bought her, and it's also her first ever brickhead, and it kind of got her into Lego. So I consider that to be a win.
I just had a quick look up at the chat because I remembered it, but I didn't remember what my response was. And so you said, I'm thinking about getting the Stranger Things brickheads for her. What do you think? And this is me. I think Stranger Things is overrated, and the set's getting such widely mixed reviews. I have no idea what to expect. Totally missed the point of what you're asking.
Generous and sweet.
You know what?
Critiquing over here on the other side.
And this, ladies and gentlemen,
and I think Beth's comment was around there that it was. Oh yeah, Beth's gone. It's a lovely sentiment and it's a lovely idea.
Yeah, and then Shamus just harks out the brutal reality of that.
Yeah,
there you go. It is what it is. Oh, honestly.
It's just, wow. And in code, it was like, don't do it, mate.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
But alas, it's a memory. It's one of my first really big things with the Lego group as well. And I mean, just for a reaction like that, you can't, it's priceless, isn't it? You remember these things. So we are coming towards the end of tonight's episode of Fandom Bricks podcast as well. It has gone just a little bit over our allotted time. But I think we can't put a time frame on that because we got some really good laughs out of it. So yeah, that was this week's episode of the Fandom Bricks podcast. You can obviously find us all on our usual podcast hunt, so Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Podcasts, various other places as well. I don't know when this will be published and released because we've got to do the edit and obviously iron out any of the kinks that come with the podcast, but hopefully within the next few days, it will be available for you guys to stream. So if you don't already go and follow the podcast, go and follow it. What are you doing? You're clearly one of those people who just doesn't have the notification bell on and just listen to it whenever you want. It is what it is. Thank you very much to my co-host, Just15Bricks. It has been an absolute pleasure hosting this episode with you. Where can the people find you on all of your social media, sir?
I'm mainly on TikTok at Just15Bricks. I do have Instagram, but I'm not there. So just find me on TikTok.
Yeah, Just15Bricks. And Ken, where can the people find you on any of your socials? Because I know you have your fingers in a lot of different pies.
Oh my God, I do. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, and I believe YouTube at K3N.N3RD. And then you can find me on Twitch at Kennard, because there's no period, because apparently I'm not allowed to put a period in my name for that reason. But yeah, I'm in a bunch of stuff. And then, of course, on the Break at Night podcast.
Yeah, apparently there's another podcast out there, everyone. I mean, it's all right, but you come to the Fandom Bricks for the Fandom Bricks, don't you? So go and check it out anyway.
Go and have a listen.
Go and have a listen. It's good fun. And as always, guys, you can find me on TikTok, my main platform where I've met these two lovely gentlemen, at the Galaxy of Bricks. You can find me on my Instagram at the Galaxy of Bricks. That I would say that's like my silver medal platform. I post some stuff on there, not frequently, but enough. And my YouTube as well is the Galaxy of Bricks, but I don't really post on there as much as I used to. But this has been the Fandom Bricks podcast. I have been your host, the Galaxy of Bricks, joined by my amazing co-host, Just15Bricks, or Shamus, interchangeable, whatever you prefer. And our very, very special guest, Ken, as well. So it's been a pleasure having this episode with both of you gentlemen. And I will see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, 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 bye.
The Fandom Bricks Podcast.